Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Teaching Online with Kelsey. My name is Kelsey and I created this channel to vlog about my life as a full-time online teacher and to also help serve other teachers and parents as well. So please make sure it is not the last time that you see me by hitting that red subscription button and the bell down below to be notified of new videos every week. And to also give this video a thumbs up, it helps support me and this channel and to helping creating more content for you. So before we get started on this video, I want to remind you of my free all-school guide to get started on teaching on a brand new teaching platform called allschool. I also want to share my 2 books that I've written that are purchased, that you can purchase on Amazon for $10 each, and it will be $10 forever. And to also check out my Teachers Pay Teachers store for resources that you can use either as a teacher or as a parent homeschooling your child as well. So let's go ahead and get started. This video is very, very special to me because I am now going to be sharing my 1-year anniversary of being a full-time online teacher. So back in January of 2021, I made my first video that is something else. and I had explained that I was quitting my full-time job and being a full-time online teacher. And now we are in 2022 of January, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I have learned throughout my first year of being a full-time online teacher. And I'm only going to highlight 5 big tips. So hopefully what I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be more encouraging if you are thinking about doing this journey with us online teachers and being a full-time online teacher yourself, or whatever it is, what kind of business that you're running. So I'm hoping that's going to be an encouragement for you and just lessons that I've learned along the way. And I'm already going to say it now. I'm excited to see what year 2 is going to hold for me, because if anything that I'm going to share with you, if anything I've learned about my first year is that it can only get better and I can only learn and continue to grow as we continue with this journey. So I still have no regrets leaving any brick and mortar job, brick and mortar teaching, especially with the way that the public education system is kind of being right now during this panini. It's a little intense right now. I'm going to go ahead and share my 5 biggest tips that I have learned throughout the first year of being a full-time online teacher. And like I said, if you are wanting to be a full-time online teacher, see this as an encouragement, be prepared and be aware of these things happening. Number 1, before you even decide, I'm going to be a full-time online teacher, it's a good idea to try to establish multiple streams of income. So I've been told different numbers have 9, have 12, have 15. So, which I know seems like a lot. However, if you're a full-time online teacher, you begin to realize that you're not just teaching, like you're also offering multiple forms of service that could help other people out. It could either help other teachers out, or it could help parents out from a distance. And to be able to provide those resources for them is a way to be, that you can work as a full-time online teacher too. So teachers pay teachers. It's becoming a really big thing. If you have lots of resources to offer and other teachers are looking to you, or you as an online teacher are looking at other teachers' resources to help out with your classes. So take advantage of products that you may have used in a brick and mortar setting, or maybe products that you've created for your own classes on outschool or allschool or whatever the situation is. Don't be afraid to offer that for yourself. Don't be afraid to offer books, writing books and trying to get that published on Amazon. So the easiest thing you can do is the the Amazon Kindle publishing system. And you can create a book on Canva and write your book, and then you can submit it to Kindle publishing and you can have it available on Amazon. That's how I was able to put my books onto Amazon and to offer those books on there. I also created a course on Skillshare. I have not created any more courses on Skillshare, but the goal is that I try to do at least one Skillshare course a year, so that way there's something available. But I've also transferred the course that I offer on Skillshare to also be available through direct purchasing as well. So that way, if you don't want to do Skillshare, but you still want the video, there's that option. So there's many different ways that you can go about it. If you have a product that you sell on Etsy, go for it. And those are just the top ones that I've used. And then of course you can do affiliate marketing. You could also do affiliate marketing with Amazon or any products that you use if it's able to tailor to your business. I know TubeBuddy has been helpful in growing my channel. Having YouTube is another source of, it's not income yet as of January 2022, but hopefully in the future it will be. So that is the hope and the plan, is that I'm going to continue doing these videos and that the channel will grow, that can also be another source of income and providing service for you in this way. Number 2, the biggest thing that I have learned and I've shared throughout all my videos is expect the unexpected. And really the top thing that comes in my mind is just when life happens. So within my first year of being a full-time online teacher, both of my grandmas passed away. And, you know, there's nothing in this world that can prepare you for death or for any emergency circumstances that could happen. In the mix of one of my grandmas passing away, my dad got really, really sick. And so I had to, I already canceled the classes for the week because of my grandma, but then this got thrown into the mix. And so it was like, I don't know how my dad's gonna do. So, you know, it was like day by day, but I let my families know ahead of time, like, we don't anticipate anything like this happening again, but never know. Just want to keep you informed. So, you know, when those things happen, like, you know, you have to have a plan. I did a video about death specifically. I'll put that in the cards for you to watch and to kind of tune in on what kind of plan you can have in place for when these types of circumstances happen to you. But on the plus side, for good things, for expecting the unexpected, like maybe you had come in and you thought you were going to teach on one platform, that all your eggs are going to go in that basket. And for a full-time online teacher, you know, it may work well for a little bit, but it's not really a good idea. So within my first year of full-time online teaching, I discovered the new platform, allschool. And with that, I've been able to do allschool and outschool consecutively. And now, as I'm filming this, allschool still is a new platform. So, you know, the enrollments are slow, but, you know, there's a fine balance on when to teach allschool classes and when to teach outschool classes and to work that out. So, you know, I never thought I would be teaching on multiple platforms, but here we are. I'm teaching on outschool and allschool. Number 3, you realize as a full-time online teacher that you're not teaching 8 hours straight, or you're not doing, product creating or YouTube recording or any of those sort of things that you do for your business 8 hours a day. There's a lot of stuff that you can usually finish within just a few hours. And then in terms of teaching, depending on what kind of classes you teach, usually, even if you have a 5-minute break in between classes, you're not teaching 8 hours a day. Some teachers only teach 2-3 hours a day, and that's their work day. And that's how they get the most out of their money, is just teaching 2-3 hours a day. And then they may spend the rest of the day planning for their next class or doing a YouTube video, or they may be creating products for Teachers Pay Teachers or whatever social media or other services that they have to offer. So the point being is that you can still get a lot of work done during the week and then still be able to have time for yourself in the evening with your family or by yourself, whatever the circumstance is. And if you are saying to yourself, oh, well, I kind of am teaching a lot, or I am overworking myself, or I am doing long hours in the day working on stuff, it might be time to also create some boundaries. And if you're an independent contractor, like a full-time online teacher, you have that freedom to create those healthy boundaries for yourself. So if there's a day out of the week that you do not teach classes at all, then that's your day that you can relax, you can catch up on admin stuff, you can do whatever you want that's not related to teaching. So, and giving yourself permission on that day to relax if that's what you choose to do. That's one thing that if you were a brick and mortar teacher before, you never really got that choice. And unfortunately, there's a lot of teachers these days that still don't have that option to just take it easy for a day either. So bank on that. Bank on that opportunity that if you only teach 4 days a week, or if you only teach on these certain days or certain hours during the week, or if you just focus on teaching, or if you have an hour of teaching, but then you do another set for just videos or whatever the circumstance is, create that and make the boundary. And if you do have a day, which I recommend that you don't teach Monday through Friday or the weekends, but you do you. I recommend that you do carve out some time for yourself, because we have to work to live for a little bit, but we shouldn't be working to live all the time. So just realize that it's okay to take some time off for yourself. It's okay to not teach every single day. All right, life's too short to be working all the time. Number 4, it is absolutely crucial in your first year to budget. Please, please, please make sure you are keeping an eye on your finances and that you are able to budget and even save and set aside money for slower months, because there are definitely months that there are just learners and learners and learners galore. And then some months it's like crickets. And so the patterns are pretty consistent, at least through outschool's side of things, for which months would be considered slower. And, that's something to keep in mind of, is that you need to make sure that if there's a month or several months, like the summer, that you're going to be making a lot more money than you usually do, then try to set some money aside for when September and October roll around and you don't have a lot of learners to teach, that financially you're going to be okay. So, and it's just super crucial for just budgeting. If you have subscriptions that you're not using, go through that either with your spouse or your partner or whoever you're with, or yourself. If you're by yourself, make sure to go through that and check that and just be like, oh, I don't need this, and this. I'm just going to go cancel that, you know. And then recipes for how to save money at home, and easy, cheap recipes at home to feed your family too. So I recommend it, because your first year, you're going to think, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to make all this money. We're going to be good. We're golden. It's a good idea. It's a good idea to still budget, even if everything's going swimmingly your first 3 months. Okay. And the fifth tip, the last tip I'm going to share for this video, is to invest in what works. So I know a lot of times, especially for me, I would get these really, really great ideas on like what I could do for my business. Like, oh, offer coaching, or hey, maybe if I offer, you know, these types of services during these days and these times, and maybe these classes, you know, or I have a great idea for a new class, you know, I'm going to see if parents sign up for it. So one thing I've learned, if I have a new class idea, or if I have a new service thing that would be like, hey, I would really, really love to do this, you know, it doesn't usually go through. But what does go through is stuff that works. So if there's a class that works for you, that you know you're going to get enrollments in, that you know there's going to be an interest in, you know, find ways to improve and be better with what works. So, or if there is a particular service that you offer and you know you have a clientele with that, try to find ways to better yourself, improve yourself on that. And usually that's what's going to happen when families see that you're really, really good in what you do, and that they're going to be curious about what you're doing with, you know, with a certain class or a certain service, you know, because you've decided to improve upon it. So please invest. If there's a class that has a lot of learners, invest in that. Although don't try to burn out on that class too much. I don't recommend doing like teaching the class like 4 or 5 times a day. And I know that's easier said than done, especially if that's the class that gets you a lot of money. I just don't want you to burn out on that course either. So, you know, scale it back, you know, at as much as you possibly can. So even if you do teach it 4 or 5 times a day, maybe only do that like twice a week or 3 times a week, and not all 7 days of the week, because wow, ooh, that's a lot. Yee. Those are my 5 tips for what I've learned throughout the year as being a full-time online teacher. If you're a full-time online teacher as well, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you have been doing this longer than I have, if you have any tips that you'd like to share, feel free to share those in the comments as well. I'd love to have a discussion about this with you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell for future videos, and I will see you next time.